All right. Some of you did this. Way to go. This table was on the answer key. So what I'm going to tell you here for sure, so you know what they are, is the prefixes and the number of sides. All these other ones you can calculate yourselves. Okay, it's actually very doable. It's very repetitive. I think it has some value to it, but not enough to spend the whole, to fill in the whole thing. So here are your prefixes. You've got triangle. Prefixes is what comes before the word gone, right? I know we don't have a triagon, but triangle is three-sided. Quad is four-sided. Pentagon, that's when we start with the gons, right? That's a five-sided. Hexa, 6. Hepta, 7. Octa, 8. Sorry, I'm going to just go down. So, nona, 9. Deca, 10. And dodeca. Dodecagon. That's 12-sided, sorry. I don't know what happened to 11, but we'll just call it, most of the time if it's past this, we just call it a 15-sided polygon, or a 20-sided, or a 25-sided, or a 99-sided, right? It doesn't matter. We continue, right? We just go with number of sides followed by gon, right? So if you could have these on page 35, that'd be great. Any questions about 34? We're good? Did you fall for the central angle there? Because if you look at 34, the bottom there, B is not a central angle. It's two central angles. I don't know if you look, if you know what I'm talking about. I'm just quickly going to go over here because I will cover it in the slides to come. This will show up. But B is actually, this is a central angle, that's a central angle. So angle B is comprised of two central angles. Okay. What's this one here? This one is an exterior angle. Yes, just one exterior angle, so you're supposed to find that. And A is an interior angle. That's what we call I. So you could have calculated that using the formulas. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's go to 37. I did ask you to try this, but you need to know how to do backwards, okay? How to do these backwards questions. So here's one last time where I show you how to do that. If you did this, way to go. You just come along for the ride, okay? Maybe you need to clarify something there. But the interior angle of a polygon, of a regular polygon, so we know all interior angles are the same, all exterior are the same, all centrals are the same, all side lengths are the same. Okay, that's what that tells us. Determine the number of sides. So you start with your formula, which goes like this, over n, right? And you plug that number in there. 175.2 is equal to n minus 2 times 180 over n. You multiply both sides by n there. So I'll show that step. So I basically, the way I show it is I take this whole side, multiply that by n, and I take the whole left side, multiply that by n. And then I cancel these. Over here I'm left with 175.2 n. On this side I distribute. So 180 times n is 180 n. 180 times negative 2 is negative 360. And now I'm going to take this term and bring it over to the other side. So it's 175.2n minus 180n is equal to negative 360. You should have a negative on the left side to cancel out this negative. If that's not happening, you need to go back and check, okay? And so that's negative 4.8 n is equal to negative 360. Divide both sides by negative 4.8. And I'm just going to continue here. N is equal to 75. sides. It's not degrees. It's that polygon has 75 sides. Maybe that should be a bonus question. Draw, sketch a scale diagram of a 75-sided polygon. Good luck with that. Next, this is the shortcut here. I just turned that into an exterior angle question because we know that the exterior angle is 180 minus 175.2 degrees. So that is 4.8 degrees. Okay, so I'm saying, well, if that's true, I know that this is true as well. So you just go 4.8 is equal to 360 over n. You choose which method you want. Cross multiply and divide. 360 times 1 divided by 4.8. You still get 75 sides, okay? Regardless of how you solve. So you need to know how to do that. What about the next one? A pentagon has the following interior angles. A pentagon, we know that n is equal to 5. Okay, that's the name. And so 1, 2, 3, 4 are already given. Determine the fifth interior angle. Okay, so for this one, folks, I'm going to use this formula. The sum of a 5-sided is 5 minus 2 times 180. That's 3 times 180. That's 540 degrees. Okay, so you know that in this pentagon, all 5 angles are going to add up to 540. So to find that fifth angle, let's call it this, fifth angle. I'm just going to go 540 minus 100 minus 102 minus 99 minus 105. So subtract what you have. It's similar to a triangle. And you end up with 134 degrees. Is that angle in question. Okay, so 134 is the fifth angle, and you've got that there. Determine the value of each exterior angle. On my key, I probably have something like this. The 134 I just found. So every single interior angle has a matching exterior angle. Okay, so you just subtract from 180. So this would be 80, right? This would be 78. This would be 81. This would be 75. And the last one there would be 46. Okay, so if you have that, this would, in my opinion, answer the question of all the exterior angles. Okay, C, is this regular or irregular? It's irregular because all angles are different. Okay, irregular, and I need to justify, perhaps, since all angles are different, incongruent in measure, or they're not congruent, right? So there's a little bit of that. What about this one down here? Any issues with that one? So the sum of interior angles is key, right, to help you out with a lot of these, to find the missing one. I'll just say this, count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a 6-sided. We call this a hexagon. It's irregular, I might add, right? It very much looks irregular. So here we go. A sum of a 6-sided is 6 minus 2 times 180. That's 720 degrees. And so we know that if you add up all these angles, you add up to 720. Okay? So we're going to go one at a time. X plus 20. So I'm starting with this one. Plus x plus 40. Plus x plus 60. Plus x plus 80. And so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need plus x. There we go. So then 720. I'm going to combine all the x's here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Plus combine this. 20 and 40 is 60, 120, 200, 300, right? And I'm going to bring the 300 over. And that's 420. 6x divided by 6. Oops, sorry, you can't see that. There we go. Sorry about that. Divide by 6. X is equal to 70. It just asks to find the value of x, so you're done. But you could go back here, right, and just go, this is 170. This one would be 150, so forth, 130. If I asked you for specific angles, you could do that. But solving for x, it all boils down to, you probably know what the sum is, right? A triangle, you know it's 180. A four-sided shape is 360. Anything else, if you're not sure, use this formula. Right? Use that one to figure it out. It works every time. Doesn't matter if it's regular or irregular. Okay? All right. Let's continue here. I'm going to give you a little bit of time to work on question like page 39 in particular. Knowing what you know. I want you to solve for A, B, C, and D here. Remember this. You see how much space there is? Right? I want you to work. I want you to do whatever you need to do. Maybe worst case scenario, keep your work on the left side so that when I correct it, you can follow along on the right side. You don't have to erase it. You're just going to say, cross it out to say, not like this. This is how you do it, okay? So go ahead, solve for those. If you're already ahead of the game and you've done that, continue on with page 40. But for now, I'm just going to say do 39 and see how we do there. All right. So regardless of where you're at, I'm just going to go over it. And maybe some of the things will make a bit more sense as to how do you approach these questions, okay? So number one, guys, start with counting number of sides. This is on page 39. Make sure you start with that. You need to know n. So notice that there isn't a single number on there. So this is how you get numbers on the board. So you start check mark like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So n is equal to 7 here. That's a heptagon. Okay? So now you start. What would make most sense? I don't know where you want to start, but I'm going to start with this one here. Inside the solid, right, dark lines, A is the one I'm going to start with. Angle A, in this case, is an interior angle, okay? So you got to go n minus 2 times 180 over n. So angle A is 7 minus 2 times 180 divided by 7. And you get, just got to go to find it. Where is it? Right there. Oh, 128.57. I should know that already because we just did that one, right? I did that with you earlier on the board. So this is A, right? So you've taken care of A. Interior angle. Next, I might find B next because it's right beside it. We know that as exterior angle, right? Or they're supplementary. So angle B can be found two ways. I can go 180 minus 128.57, right? And that's 51.43. Okay, so there you have angle B solved, right? Exterior angle. Or 360 divided by 7. It's up to you. You still get that angle B is 51.43. Okay, so that's that. We figured that one out. I'm gonna go with C next. Okay? And here's what I want you to understand is that this technically is the same as B. This is an exterior angle, and so is this one. This B is exterior angle here at this intersection, and it's also the same value here. It's also an exterior angle. So it's almost like this is B and B. Okay? So to find angle C, exactly, I'm going to go 180 minus 2B in a sense. So it's 180 minus 2 times B, which is 5143, like that. If you don't like this, just go minus 5143 minus 5143. It's the same thing. And so angle C is 7714. Let me just put on top here is I use sum of triangles equal to 180. Okay, that's what I've used to figure that out. So that's angle C. And next, let's tackle D here. Okay, so you got to grab a pen, and you got to realize that D is actually cut in half. And this is a central angle. This is also a central. Okay, central, central. So angle D is 2 times. I'm out. Okay, new one. Reload. Here we go. 2 times a central angle. Okay. So let's find a central first. Let me just do a little bit of work here underneath. A central angle. Let's go with central, like actually write it out. It's 360 divided by 7. That's 51.43 degrees. Okay. So this would be 2 times 51.43. And angle D is 102.86. Okay. So that's how you want to approach the ones that are somewhere in the middle. Don't think it's a central. It's usually a bunch of central angles put together. So this angle is what I use in there. Okay, so that's how you do 39. Let's go on to 40. Is right there. So tomorrow I'm going to start cutting in shapes inside of this, and we're going to continue this. Okay. What do you want to start with? It's up to you, really. Let's say that this is C1 and this is C2. Okay, to differentiate between the C's. And some of us think that's a central angle because it's called C, not necessarily, okay? I'm going to start with this one right here because I recognize that that's an exterior angle. Oh, what did I tell you first and foremost? Count the number of sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So n is equal to 9. So it's a nonagon, right? C2, angle C2 is going to be 360 divided by 9. And that's 40 degrees. You're done, right? Angle C2 is done. It's 40 degrees. Okay? Just like before, if this is C2, then this is technically also C2. Let me use a red pen for that, because otherwise you're going to be like, where did that come from? Okay. C2 as well. So angle D, that's a triangle that it's not part of the polygon, folks. It's just a triangle is formed by extending those two sides, right? So that's 180 minus 2 times C2. So 180 minus 2 times 40. So that's 100, right? 180 minus 80, that's 100 degrees. So we've got angle D figured out. So this is all done now. Let's move in here. I'm going to solve for A here. You know why? Because I see that it spans one side. It's at the center, and it spans one side. So that's a central angle right there. So I'm going to go A is equal to 360 divided by 9. That's the one I'm using. That's the central angle formula. So that's 40 degrees. So angle A is 40 degrees. Let's figure out B, angle B. I'm going to box this in. Box that in. So let's go angle B. How many central angles are in there? 1, 2, right? 1, 2, 3. So angle B has 3 central angles because there are 3 sides, right, that you can still consider. So that's 3 times a central angle. Okay. Or in a sense, 3 times A. So I'm going to go, angle B is 3 times 40 degrees. Let's just say that this is a central angle here. Central angle, so that we know that we got this here. So that's 120 degrees. So angle B is 120 degrees. We're good? Okay, and C1 is the last one left. A couple of things you can do. You can do this in several ways. Yeah, so we got to go, we can cut, right? And we know that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 central angles that make up angle C1. So if that's what you want to do, right, that's 200 degrees. Sorry, you can't see that, can you? Another way of doing it, or angle C1, pay close attention to this one because sometimes this might be handy, right? What is this? We know that this is 120 right here. And we already know that this is 40. So what's the whole circle? 360. So you can go 360 minus A minus B and get the same answer. Okay. So I'm going to go over here. 360 minus A minus B. 360 minus 40 minus 120. And I'm just going to make sure I highlight this. This is A right here. And this is B. And so that is going to be at 200 degrees exactly. Okay, so it's up to you how you want to do it. But that's how, right? Like there are different ways, various ways to get to the answer. All right. We're almost out of time. What I'm going to ask you to do is, if you didn't do any of the questions before, then it's still on you to do that. So I'm going to say, I'm going to give you a whack load of pages, but chances are you did most of them already. So let me just go back. I'm going to say 34 all the way to 41. What? This is crazy. Mr. Dirksen is just going, is just losing it, right? Say what? Okay. All blanks, right? So I did 3940, so that's gone. But I will post all of those keys, right? So you just work through it, please. Work through it. Look at the key. Oh, I didn't know that one. I missed that one. I counted 8. It was supposed to be 9. Like all those little annoying errors that you might still encounter, you want to clean those out. And the only way to do that is to practice, okay? Come and see me if you need help. Please come and see me. Especially if you did your homework, you probably need only 5 to 10 minutes. And then it's like a pit stop. It's like, I just want to check here. Everything good? Yeah, okay, let's keep going, right? and then you can move forward and be prepared. Okay, so that's it. And then tomorrow we start something a little different, but everything is connected to a certain degree. All right, thank you very much.